Hey, welcome to the follow through. We are doing a little bit of spelling here. Yesterday we talked about this thing called plan, right? It's from the 180 series. These are the various things that we do that are, instead of me saying, hey, you need to deploy, right? Get out there, tell people about Jesus, be his witnesses. Well, how do I do that? Like, what does that look like? Yesterday we said there's some practices, right? We're continually in the Word. There's a flow to our life that's all about the Word of God, prayer, and right meeting together, talking about this. And that was the P. The L is for language, right? So the words that we use, we talk a certain way. We talk a certain way. And now I'm not talking about jargon. You know what I mean? Because the church has a certain lingo that we use, certain words that we use, and sometimes people just don't understand them. But I want to think language differently, and like this is the way that we speak. It's a different way. So, and it comes from being different people. So look at 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. He says, "You are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you might proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." So in what you say, you're going to find ways to tell about these excellencies, like how awesome God is, like what he's done for you. And that's going to be your language. That's going to be how you speak, what you say, and it's important. It makes sense. And if we got these practices of being in the Word, this word's going to get in deep. It's going to get into our hearts and into our souls, become part of who we are. We're going to see ourselves different. We're going to talk about ourselves differently as chosen people by God. We are his royal priesthood, which means that we intercede for each other, right? We're constantly praying for each other and helping each other out. We realize that we're holy, we're set apart, we're brought together for this special purpose to show the world what God is all about. And we talk that way. That's how we see ourselves. We're a people for his own possession, man, owned by him, loved by him. He calls us his own. All so that we might proclaim his excellencies, because you know what? He called me out of darkness and into his marvelous light. That's our language. That's how we see ourselves. It's how we talk about each other. It's how we talk about the world. That's how we see things. And again, that influences and determines what we say and how we say things. A new language. Right? Instead of adopting what the world says we should be, the identity we should have, the way we should describe ourselves and life and God, we look to him. We look to God and what he has said and who he is. And he says, you're chosen, you're holy. He says, you're my people, right? And I want you to tell everyone about me and how I rescued you, how I brought you up out of that darkness, out of that death, right? Sin took over, destroyed our relationship with God, but God restored it by dying in our place and rising for us to give us new life and to give us hope and victory over death and the grave. And he's coming back to take us home forever, to be with him for eternity. We talk about that. That's our language. That's our language. Just part of how we speak and how we see life. Okay, so P for practices, the L for language. I hope that helps, and I hope this kind of changes the way you talk and the way you think and the way you act in your life to make much of Jesus and who he is. All right, so hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody, and we'll talk to you next time for another follow through.